Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new full bottle review, a rarity, I know. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, it's after Christmas. Did he finally get a gift from Santa Claus that was a full bottle? Actually, no. I did not. It was a little gift to myself. I just couldn't resist because I had this one on my radar for a very, very long time. I was overdue. You've seen the title and the description, so this could only be the one EDP by Dolce and Gabbana. Before I dive in on the review, let me quickly say a few things. This is the last episode of 2025, so I want to wish you a very happy new year, and may 2026 be all that you want it to be. I hope you had a wonderful and safe Christmas, and again, this was a little Christmas gift to myself. I just could not resist. Hope you have a fragrant Friday indeed and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thanks for always tuning in. Just like I said, the last couple weeks I've had, for whatever reason, I've had an absolute explosion of new subscribers, and I really appreciate that because, as I've said before, I really don't promote the channel that much. I just kind of like the intimate conversation that we have about a fragrance. So this is going to be a relatively clear cut, especially for someone like me, review in the sense that I don't think you're going to see too many reviewers deviate from what I'm going to say. I don't know that I have terribly new things to say for you in this particular one. So I thought I would start off with something different, which was to tell you how I came across this fragrance. And I have a question for you. So if you can't talk about the fragrance, I always want to know your scent of the day and scents of the week. And I always, if you would like to offer an answer to my question. Do you think it is okay or not odd or strange or common or commonplace or normal, whatever, to ask another man what fragrance he is wearing? Because at this point in the game, most of my subscribers are bros. So the question could be, though, for women asking other women. I think that's much more common, though. But you can tell me if you what your experience is. It's a slippery slope when you approach a bro, a dude that you don't know, and ask him about his fragrance. And this is an example of that because I'm talking specifically people you don't know, right? I went to a Mexican restaurant one time to watch a college football game, and I stayed there quite a while. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed watching the game. And the server had just an incredible fragrance on, and I thought, I'm not going to ask him. Maybe I can try to figure it out. But it was something I had not smelled before. I've never had the one EDT or the one EDP. So I finally decided to ask, and I was like, "Excuse me, I just have a very random question for you." And I've asked a few guys before, and they usually don't seem annoyed, and they'll usually write it down for me or whatever. But he actually seemed kind of perturbed and annoyed that I was asking, or that it was somehow odd. But you know what? I just had to do it. I had to take the plunge because it was just that good smelling. And it was this one. It was the one, Dolce and Gabbana, Eau de Parfum. So that's how I came across this one. You can let me know if you have had only positive or neutral or negative experiences, if you avoid it, if you don't ask other guys what they're wearing whatsoever. But hey, I had to do it because it was just that good. So you're just not going to see, I have a feeling, I don't know, but I just don't think you're going to see a lot of variation here from other reviewers. I don't have a lot to add. I'll go through the notes and everything in a minute, but it's just, this one is fantastic. It really is. And I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag right now and tell you that this one easily is a 5 out of 5 sprays for me in my 5 spray rating system, but I do hold back, and I sometimes offer an extremely coveted That Cologne Guy bonus spray, and I will occasionally give, if I moved, will give a 6 out of 5. The only thing keeping this from getting a 6 out of 5 Yep, you guessed it. If you've worn it, you know the answer. Longevity. So it really does. In fact, this is going to sound a little corny, cringy, whatever word you want to use. But I will say this one is kind of why fragrance is made. This is one of those, it's close actually to Jubilation 25 by Amouage in the sense that it is regal. It really does make you feel confident and ready to take on the night. I know that is really corny, but it is true. And it is, when I think of like a traditional, very masculine, contemporary fragrance, actually, this is what I think of. I think of something just like this. Man, the longevity, especially for an EDP, it's going to keep it from getting a 6 out of 5. Other than that, I just don't know what kind of limitations you would really come up with this fragrance. It just really is that good. So, this is a 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I got my trusty notes here. And the Parfum is Olivier Polge, or Polge, P-O-L-G-E, Polge, I'm not sure, Polge, and P-O-L-G-E. And this is a woody spicy. So, and this time I actually have something to talk about with the notes because it has here, these are the notes listed on Fragrantica. It says, on the top it says, grapefruit, coriander, and basil. Then in the mid, it's cardamom, ginger, orange blossom. And then in the base, you get the home run, really, which is amber, tobacco, and cedar. Now, it's interesting because here on their own box, see, I have this is a full bottle review with box. Pretty rare because this channel exists because of all the samples that you guys send in. But so it's fun to do a full review. This one here it lists actually Tarocco. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You can just see it. It's right there. Tarocco orange, clary sage, and sandalwood are what they themselves list on the back of the box. But I get really cardamom, ginger, orange blossom, and then really then that base home run for me, which is amber, tobacco, and cedar. Cedar is another one of those notes where it really depends on the quality of it. And cedar can go south if it's really cheaply done, and it can just really, really be fantastic and really masculine, and if it's done right, and this is done exceptionally well. So this one here, for the box, I just wanted to point out one thing, and of course you already know my rating, so I'm not going to take off any points for it. I just wanted you to know, if you can see here, I think is it a glossy finish? I don't think it's matte. I think it's glossy, but it's got the kind of finish on the box where you can see your fingerprints everywhere. So again, you might say, well, like, dude, no one uses boxes anyway, and does it really matter? Are you going to deduct points? Not at all. I'm just conversating, as they say. So here is the box. This is, of course, the Pour Homme version. And again, this is the EDP. The batch code is B34508. So the batch code is listed here, but I don't think you'll be able to see that little indentation. I don't think so. So I'll just show you the bottom of it, and that's right there. B34508. And that is the batch of 2024, almost a year ago to the day, December 10th, 2024. So I really like the sleek look of the bottle. I love how it's relatively transparent here, and then it gets opaque. Really nice touch. The dark element to it, and then it gets lighter. I actually really like that a lot. And again, ergonomics matter to me when I'm giving a rating, and this one is just really, really nice. You can see it holds really nice in the hand. This is, by the way, a 1.7 50 milliliter. I have no business at all buying more fragrance. I just could not resist. So I finally bought myself a bottle of this one, and I'm super happy that I did. But I didn't, I wanted to just get the 50 milliliter 1.7. And so here is the atomizer. So it emits a nice cloud there. Excellent. And of course, then you smell, I'm going to have to disagree. every once in a while you'll see somebody say that it smells like baby wipes or kind of like a hospital, medicinal kind of smell. I don't know where that came from, actually, because I don't get that whatsoever. I get a very, very intoxicating mix of grapefruit, orange or orange blossom, tobacco, cedar, and then a sexy amber and ginger. It's really nice. This is one for me that is just really outstanding. In fact, when I was making notes, I was thinking, other than the longevity issue, I really can't come up with anything as a critique other than to say, definitely. I mean, it's not even a critique. Just in the end, get your hands on a bottle if you can. It's not super super cheap, even on the discounters. Though it's relatively high price, but hey, you're worth it, by God. So this one is. Those are the notes. Now, this one is quite good in terms of projection, but just that. So I'm going to say for projection, this one would be 1 meter or 3 feet from the body. You will get a decent maybe 4 to 6 hours, but it's really, I mean, it labors to get to 6. Now that's projection. Longevity. This is one of those fragrances that's really, really great. I think would be perfect for either a first date or a date where there will probably be some sort of close encounters quite soon, because this one really holds well for 3 to 5 hours, and you would have to really spray a fair amount on you to get to the 8-hour mark, which is kind of my bar. That's pretty lame for for an EDP. Definitely disappointed. There's just no other way around that. It is a ding on this one. So the longevity is we'll call it 6, but that would be, I mean, I would put just a lot of sprays on with this. Make sure you put it on your clothes and hair, and so that it lasts longer, and just leave it at that, because that will, when you do things like that, it will get you another hour or so. So it smells out of this world, but the longevity is lacking for an EDP. I heard the EDT was even worse. No surprise, but I have never tried that one. So the sillage or scent bubble or scent trail is also going to be quite good for the 4 hours or for the 5 hours that it's rocking. And I would say get ready for comments on this one. This is one that I could really see everybody. I could see women asking. Well, look at my case, right? Look, I asked the server what he was wearing because it was just that good. So I would say, get ready for comments on this one. And if you have worn this one, what kind of feedback did you get? But if I were to see a top 10 or 15 list of most complimented fragrances from a lot of the reviewers out there, the bigger names, the ones that are sponsored, etc., I have a sneaky suspicion that this one would be on a top 10 or 15, because I could see it garnering a ton of compliments. And I like the fact that, it's of course a big name, of course it is, but a lot of us that are not in big cities or around people necessarily, everyone around us is not necessarily wearing fragrance. I do think that it is original enough, and it has close for me to a niche appeal. It's just outstanding, actually. I like the masculine factor. I like that it feels contemporary, and I like that it really adds to the feeling of conquering the day, carpe diem, seizing the day, and it does give you an element of confidence. And they always, when they talk about what fragrances women like on men, if you ask women, they will oftentimes tell you what, of course, their own personal favorites, that's fair, but they'll also say whichever fragrance you like and makes you feel yourself and comfortable in your own skin and confident. So I would say this one would be great in that regard. So in the seasons, let's just go. I mean, I guess it's a fall winter, but honestly, I think this one. I mean, it is a fall winter, but I think this would be great for any climate, any day of the season, and I could see this one as being a signature scent for a lot of people. I typically don't say that, right? I typically say like, this one's nice, but I can't see it as like this is my signature scent. I definitely foresee a lot of comments where people say like, yeah, this was my thing back in the day. Maybe I moved on from it, but you probably had a heyday or two with this fragrance. I look forward to wearing it a lot in 2026. So those are the seasons. Now let's talk gender. I do think it's a relatively straightforward masculine release. So why don't we say? I mean, it has amber. And it has grapefruit, but I'm going to say, to me, this one is a 90-10 split. I do see this as something I would point towards to people that it's masculine, but not in the rugged, in your face, clear out a room type. It has a very subtle confidence that's going to be very attractive to women, and I just think that is going to, for that reason, I'm going to say 90-10 on the split. 90% of the people who own it, they wanted it, it's their signature scent, will be men, and I think 10% will be women. That's just how I foresee it playing out in the market. I'm not going to do age group. I'm just not. I mean, it's probably more for men in their 20s, but this one is just an 18 and up, and sit back and get ready for compliments. That's how I feel about this one, So I'm going to go 18 and up. I'm just not going to do age. It's just too good. Same way with the vent, and same way with formality, things like that. I mean, day and night, if you wanted me to do that, I would definitely say it's obviously more of a nighttime fragrance. And again, this one is perfect, especially if you're dating a woman who, or if your partner doesn't like those really, really loud fragrances. I unfortunately do. I know a lot of you do too. But some people really do prefer one that invites you to get closer to them, and it's not a clear out the room type, and it has a very subtle air to it. That is this one. It will not overpower people, but that can be to your advantage, especially again on a date or anytime there's going to be close encounters. So that would be, it's a nighttime fragrance, but I mean, wear it to work if you like. Do what you want. All right. So I said at the beginning, this one is clearly is a 5 out of 5 sprays for me. There's just no doubt. And the only reason why I'm not going to give this, not even the price, and it's not even the fingerprints all over the glossy box, it really is just the longevity, especially from Eau de Parfum. Come on. I mean, when we're rocking all these United Arab Emirates fragrances that I've been reviewing lately for, these suckers will last, 8, 10, 12, 13 hours for 20 to 30 bucks. When you shell out the kind of cash that this is, you're looking hopefully at around at least 8 to 10. How I wish it would last that long. And that's the only ding I can give it. So it's 5 out of 5 after that. This will be a classic, and I would call this a masterpiece. I would. In fact, I think at the time of recording, this is the Eau de Parfum, but I think I have read that they are doing the Dolce and Gabbana, the one Parfum, like the next the highest concentration after that. If I'm not mistaken, that is in the works. And I think I even saw somebody say they saw it at a duty-free in a European airport. But you guys can let me know if that new release is out. So, with that being said, it is time. I am looking forward to this because I want to smell this on me. This is one of those ones where you walk around, and smell your watch band and stuff when you're in the elevator and no one's watching. They'll think you're an odd person because it's just perfect blend of maturity, gentleman, sexy, everything, professional. It's just got it going on. So 5 out of 5 sprays for Dolce and Gabbana, the one, Eau de Parfum. I'm just gushing with compliments on this one, and by God, every other reviewer should be too. I'll go one on each side of the neck, one on each wrist, and then how about one right on the strings here. Boom. And 5 out of 5 sprays. What a way to end the year, you know? I've been a little grumpy lately. I've been a little cantankerous, and I've been a little fickle with my ratings, but not today. This one is absolutely deserving of a 5 out of 5. I hope you have a wonderful and safe Happy New Year. I wish you the best in 2026. As I said at the beginning, may 2026 be all that you want it to be. And always remember my friends. After spraying, I'm going to cough. And always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Now, the reason why I keep saying "and" is because if you've watched me over the years, you know I used to do reviews in Spanish as well. It didn't really catch on to do reviews in Spanish and Portuguese, so I stopped doing it. But on the Spanish side, this would be Dolce y, because the word for "and" in Spanish is y. So I usually slip and say Dolce y Gabbana. I can't resist because it just rolls off the tongue better. So you could always have a drinking game with water or your favorite adult beverage and have a sip every time I say Dolce y Gabbana. But I will try my best to say "and."